So to finish up section 9-1, we need to look at the area addition postulate, which you can tell by the words just means we're going to be adding different areas together, the parts that don't overlap. So let's look at some examples. This one, just watch, okay? And you don't have to write anything down till the next one. Just watch this one. Find the area of an irregular shape, one we don't particularly have a formula for. There's more than one way of doing this. I'm going to just show you one. What I do is I take this and I break it up into blocks that are shapes that I can deal with. So I'm going to make a square right here. Since the top, this one right here, is 3, it has a congruent mark with this one. This mark's going to be 3. That's the way that I know it's a square, 3 by 3. And this mark is going to be 3, and everything with the matching mark to that one dash is going to equal 3. This one right here has 2 dashes, so that length is going to equal this one. So this one's going to be 9. Okay, so I still don't have all shapes I can deal with yet. This square, I can deal with that. The area of that square is 3 times 3, or 9. But this one, if I break it down this way, then that would make it another rectangle right there. And I know the area of rectangles pretty easily. This side is 3, but this side I don't know yet. But what I do know is that this half is 3, and if you go across here, this half is 3 as well, because all 4 sides on a square are equal to 3. So I have 3 and 3 makes the whole entire side equal to 6. So this entire length here is 6, this length here is 3. So the area of that rectangle is 6 times 3, or 18. The last one's kind of easier to see because they gave you this whole side is 9 and this side is 3. So for that rectangle, it's 9 times 3, or 27. So now think about what you would do. You've got 3 separate rectangles here, each of which you know the area of. So to find the area of the whole yellow shape, all you do is add the square 9 plus the square 18, or I'm sorry, rectangle 18 plus the rectangle that equals 27. And that would make, I think it's going to be 54. Let me make sure. 9 plus 18 plus 27. 54. And since it's area, we have to square it, so it's centimeters squared. Now you're going to be able to see lots of different ways. Some of you might have wanted to put the blocks down this way, or you could even make a whole chunk of blocks. Whatever works for you. Just find pieces that you do know already. For instance, reasoning here. What is another way to separate the figures here? I did it across. You might have seen a different way. Here's one possibility right here. Someone might have broken it up this way, 3 by 3 and 3 by 3, and this would be 6 by 6. Some of you might have done this. You might have just kept that going down and then do it across this way, and then you have a whole bunch of blocks that are just 3 by 3s. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, and you just could add them all up together. It's totally up to you. This one's not quite as clear, but if you can break it down in a particular way, you can see where the breakup would be. I'm going to make it straight across right here. Can you see the 2 shapes that are part of that? I see a rectangle on the bottom and I see a triangle on top. I see a triangle and I'm going to have to deal with that one. And then I see a rectangle on the bottom, and I'm going to have to deal with that one. Okay, but I don't know all my dimensions. This is 4 by 12. That one's going to be kind of easy. This one, though, I need to figure out what that is. And it's the exact same as the other segments that have that matching congruent mark right there. So if this mark means 4, then the matching mark means 4 as well. That means this little piece here is 4 because they all have the matching mark. What would the white piece be right here? Remember that 12 is all the way across the rectangle, so this entire piece has to be 12 as well. Since we already know from here to here is 4, what's left over from here to here would have to be 8, because 4 and 8 would make the whole side of 12, just like the side across from it. All right, so now let's find the areas. The area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. I'm going to rewrite that. The area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. And in our problem here, there's the right angle. So the base is 4 and the height is 8. It doesn't matter if you do 4 times 8 or 8 times 4, but you do have to divide by 2. That's 32 divided by 2, or 16. The rectangle is just simply base times height. So that one is 12 times 4. 12 times 4, and that equals 48. So the two numbers that actually get added together, this one's 16, this one's 48. So the overall is 16 plus 48, and I'm just not going to do that in my head. 16 plus 48 makes 64, and that is our answer. It's feet, so it's squared, 64 feet squared. Okay, so sometimes it works well if you just break it down into pieces. Now this one, you could break it down into 4 different pieces, or you could try subtracting the big rectangle minus the small white square. So try it that way. The rectangle that's in blue and that is 12 by 8. Try that and do minus, because you're cutting a piece out, it's disappearing. So it's minus the white square. And the white square is 4 by 4. So figure out what that final answer would be. And when you're done, come back and check your answer. For number 12, it's all different. Find the area of the shaded region that all angles are right angles. So you know you're dealing with rectangles and squares because there's right angles there. But you have to find a way to break this up into pieces that would work. And I really want you to spend some time trying to figure that out on your own before I do it for you. If you have questions about how to break this up, I'll help you in class. But for tonight, I want you to try to think of a way to do it on your own. Hit pause and then come back and check your answers. Okay, so for number 11, the correct answer should have been 80 inches squared. And for number 12, the correct answer should have been 208 feet squared. So if you have questions on that, please bring it to me tomorrow with your table group and we'll go over that.